Welcome to the Emporium Outdoors. My name is Michael and it's a bit of an off-topic video today. I'm doing a bit of yard work. I picked up this wood chipper from Princess Auto. It was actually on sale when I picked it up. It was $7.99, so it was $200 off, and I picked it up for my wife's birthday. So what every guy realizes is when you buy something for your wife that she expects you to use it whenever she wants, and so I'm basically just giving her free labor to do all the brush work in the yard, and I can't now refuse. A couple of years ago my wife bought me a tile cutter, a very nice one, so every time tiling comes up she expects me to get that tiler out with no excuses and just get the job done. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword. So getting back to the chipper, this is a 6.5 horsepower chipper by a company called DK2, and it's the OC513 model. So this chipper can handle up to 3 inches of wood diameter, and what I'm actually chipping up here is caraganas. I've got a half-acre lot and I've got trees on 3 sides, so I've done a lot of cutting down of these caraganas, and I thought it was a good idea to chip them rather than just take them across to the dump. However, I did take some of them to the recycle, to the dump, because it was just too much capacity and it would take me too long to actually do it all, and I didn't know what I would do with all the chips. However, I do have a genuine question at the end of this video, so stick around and maybe you can help me out. So the chips that came through were very good quality. They seem to have chipped up pretty good, no problems there. So I ended up using about 4 tanks of gas through the chipper, and it ran for about an hour per tank, somewhere around there I think. But it was very efficient. The only time I had any problems with chips jamming was A, using the bag, which I don't recommend, and also the outshoot, having that flap to redirect the chips down, tend to kind of just bind up in there. It's very easy to clean. You just shut down the engine obviously, but you can just fish out the blockage with my hand, so it was pretty easy, didn't have to disassemble anything. Overall I had maybe 3 incidences where I had to clear it, but that was it in almost 4 tanks of fuel. So just to show you one side that went through the chipper, I did this entire line of caraganas that I went through, apart from maybe 5 or 6 branches that I cut off that were over that 3-inch capacity, and I did actually take those to the dump. After a while I got to learn the capacity of the machine, how to best feed it, and it worked really good, especially with these caraganas because they are quite narrow. Typically the branches don't stick out too much and they just slide in straightforward. I found with the bigger capacity stuff you had to feed them gently in and slowly and let the motor regain full RPM before feeding the next part, but it wasn't too bad, and the smaller stuff just went through no problem at all. As you can see, it works actually really well. It's got a nice motor on it. I think it's like a 6 horse, but I'll put all the stats up as usual. It's the top feeder where it just pulls it right in for small stuff. Obviously this is the big one inside here. You can see very well. It can be towed by a little tractor, or it has this push handle on the back too. And this is the OPC 513. Did notice that on this model it isn't a quick open, so if you do get a jam, but so far so good. The only jam I've had is just in the outfeed here, and it's because I had this more down rather than up. Apart from that, this thing is it's running much better than I expected. Not much to set it up either. So I've just got that part to do. I did also end up dropping this old spruce tree that had died on me. I cut it quite high up on the tree, probably about 7 feet, because I wanted to keep the stump very long for my hammock so I could still use that. And also if I need to remove the stump afterwards, having that extra leverage to tie a winch to, pull it out the ground will make it so much easier. Just using a small DeWalt electric 12-inch bar, I did a great job getting through this tree, and I de-limbed the whole thing as well and bucked it up as well for extra firewood, which will come in very, very handy this year. So we just finished this whole tree. Plus some of these trees. leave that a little bit long for my hammock, and then I can easily pull the stump when it's tall. But this thing is a beast. How big this pile is now. So I'm going to put that in all my paths that run around the property. It's going to be a nice natural mulch. And yeah, it's doing good. Notice this little flap start to rip. It's the only thing I've noticed, and I'm pretty close to my 4th tank of gas. So pretty good. So getting back to the question I had in the beginning, has anyone tried taking these wood chips and compressing them with some sort of maybe wax mixture in order to make long burn logs? Let me know in the comments if you have. It's something that I might try and do with all these chips, because that would be a great use to have extra long burning logs for when I'm out camping. So yeah, hopefully that might be a thing. And until next time, take care. And as always, thank you very much for watching. If you like my videos, leave me a comment, maybe a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe.